Hey chat, how we doing today? I have gotten the results back from my last two animation assignments and the instructor seemed to like them. There was a couple of nitpicks that he had, but I've since fixed those. But I don't feel the need to resubmit them because, like, again, it was only just very minor nitpicks. But this stream is probably going to be a test of my sanity. So, just going to quickly pop this open. So, the assignment for this is to take the ball, like, roll it to the right. Basically, just grab this. Let's quickly start doing some keyframing over here. So, is this my body? Yes, it is. So, -4.5. Need to drag this out. So, I need to move this from left to right, but I have to roll it specifically. Now, that doesn't sound like a problem. However, I watched the entire assignment video, and I swear there was not a single bit of sliding on the ball from about like 8 minutes in. I can promise you that much, chat. Like, the point is to roll the ball from left to right and have the ball rolling in a way that it would normally contact the ground. And quite frankly, if I can't figure out how that works, I am beyond cooked. Like, this is gonna be horrifically bad. So, I'll just quickly... I don't know why Blender feels the need to adjust the Y value whenever I move something in the X. So, I'll insert a single keyframe here, and that's just for moving the X. So I'm going to move to probably like about frame 275. I'll do probably... Okay. Don't really like that. Let's do right about 9 for this, I think. Or just... plus 9. There we go. So if I insert a keyframe there, we should be good to go. So I've got a ball sliding across the ground. So this, like the motion of this in particular, where it's just moving across the ground, for all intents and purposes, does not matter in this case. What is important is having the rotation actually be correctly stuck to the ground. And you know what the ironic part is? The instructor said in this that in any actual animation situation, you would not be doing this. You would have a driver that does the rotation automatically for you. Like, I know the point of this is to, like, get better at animation and quote-unquote improve your eye and all that, but that's a bit cruel and unusual, to be quite frank. So I got the rolling, and then I'm actually going to swap this out to, yeah, probably this one. Now the requirement is that it actually comes to a slow stop here, and then probably around about here, maybe? So, insert, actually I'll just grab this. I just realized I don't have auto keying on. And I also need to remember to only key the active set. So it needs to go here, hit that, and then probably not even that much. So if I grab these and... Wait, that's the wrong period key, or now? Y. So it doesn't even move that much. Needs to be along the X. Probably even to 90 frames. Again, I feel like that's too much. Maybe... Like, I really just want this to be subtle, because one of the things I did get pinged for whenever I submitted my assignment was the fact that the ball looked like it hit a wall and then rolled back. Even though it looked basically the same as what he had for the assignment video of that particular assignment. So I feel like that's a little bit unfair, but whatever. I just do the work. I genuinely don't get paid to do this. Okay, the ease off needs to be a bit more than that. Probably needs to be another keyframe in here somewhere. It definitely needs to ease off more around here. So if I do this... I can probably just get away with grabbing this in the X. Oh, actually, no, just grabbing in the Y is sufficient. I've done goof there. Okay, there we go. So if I grab this in the Y a bit more, and then maybe alter this handle just a smidge. So if I step forward through these frames... Okay, that's still too much. So it comes to a stop. Okay, yeah, I think that's roughly about what I was supposed to be doing. So it rolls, slows to a stop. I think that's decent, but I do not trust myself, unfortunately. Alright, so if I bring the actual skin back... Okay, come on. You know better than this, Caitlin. So it rolls... Okay, maybe even slightly less kickback than that. I know it's silly the amount that I'm... actually, I'll just switch this. One of the things that the instructor said to me, instead of having the equalize handles option, what I can do is I can actually just change the handle type to auto clamp and it just fixes itself. So that incident on stream was entirely unwarranted. Okay, I think that's good. It's like really subtle. Right, to be honest, probably the best place I'm gonna get. Like, the effect's so subtle on the zoom out, you can't even see that the handles are in different positions at all. Now, this stupid thing, I need to click on, I believe it's the middle one. Yep, this thing. So this is going to be the source of my anxiety for the next several days, most likely. So, insert, I believe the rotation is on the y-axis for this. Okay, yeah, it's the y-axis for this one specifically. Insert single keyframe, because that's the only one I need. I'm just gonna bring... Can I see all the keyframes? No, it's graph editor specifically. What? Oh, okay, I was bang on the correct frame for that. Good to know. And then... How much do I want to rotate this by? Let's try... 900 for now. And... that. Here's the thing, right, chat? This looks perfectly fine to me. Like, doing it like this, I don't see a single bit of sliding in this whatsoever. However, I know for a fact, from the way that the instructor talked about it during the video, I know for a fact there's sliding. So, I guess I'm just going to have to go with this then. I wonder if that just slides perfectly. Yeah, I swear, I don't see any slide on this whatsoever. Like, it just doesn't exist for my eyes. I don't know why. Also, why is the rotation off on these again? Like, it's not necessary. Blender, cut it out. I swear it makes no difference here. Like, if I look at this, like, zoomed out, maybe I need to have a look at this in such a way where I can sort of tell if something's off using my gut instinct. No, it's weird. It's like it just isn't there for me. Why can I not see any sliding on this? They're supposed to be sliding. Oh, I want to say something about this. I'm not sure how kindly Twitch and YouTube will take to me saying it though, so I'm just going to keep it to myself for the time being. So if I do this, there's a... Like, that's a slide, obviously, because, like, there's no animation there. But this stuff here has no slide whatsoever. At least not to me. So, like, this one here overshoots, obviously, and then returns back to that position there. Wait a second, why is it? That's the spin. Hang on, am I stupid? Oh wait, no, that is correct. It's because of the yeah, there we go. It's because it was zoomed all the way out. I couldn't see it. I was just like, why is it a flat line? Yeah, no, that is the correct position for that. So then frame 90. I need to add a keyframe too. So if I insert a keyframe here. Actually, let's insert it on this one here. No, you're not stupid. I'm stupid. Foxy, I feel like the dumbest person alive, and that's, like, no joke either. Like, I'm going through this, right? So I'm doing this animation, and I swear there's supposed to be sliding on, like, the ball when it's animated this way, but I don't see a single bit of sliding here whatsoever. Like, the contact points to me look fine. I have no idea what's going on. Like, if I pull this at the moment, right? Like, if I start moving this, it looks fine to me. Like, maybe that one's a little bit slippery. Trust me, you can't be more dumb than me. Oh, I can promise you, Foxy, I can't be. I don't even need to try. If I edit it slightly... Okay, yeah, that's actually sliding at the start now. Okay, I'm actually starting to see a bit of a slide there. And more specifically, the fact that the ball is rotating without moving at the start there. Like, so far, that's the only one that I can see. Also, why is my YouTube screen all the way over? That was completely unnecessary. Like, I can see a bit of sliding at the start, but that's, more of a rotational problem than anything else. Okay, now it's moving. Every time I say or do something stupid around my boyfriend, I'm always like, I'm stupid, and he's always saying otherwise. I mean, I suppose it's like that for everyone, though, no? Like, I'm just dumb because I can't seem to figure out what's considered a slide in an animation and what isn't. Like, that looks fine to me. Like, I'm not picking up anything off here like I am normally whenever I animate something. He refuses to admit that I'm dumb. Yeah, I swear I'm not seeing anything from this. Oh, also something I should probably do while I'm here. Since I inadvertently broke it last time, where is it? If I click this, I should now be able to see, yeah, this going 20 whatever frames per second as opposed to the 19 I was getting before. Oh yeah, I need to go up here. I need to grab these ones here. I need to edit them slightly. No, I want to select them. I don't want the scrubber, please. Anyway, how you doing? I am doing very poorly. Like, this is probably going to cause a mental breakdown. I've already had like 4 today. Other than suffering. I'm struggling, Foxy. I'll be honest with you. Like, there's a reason why the current project is just that and nothing else. Okay, let's scrub this through. Okay, it needs to be like way further down. If I do them Y. Oh, that needs to be so much further down. What the hell? Why is it not... Hello? How far do I need to push this thing? There we go. I'm having trouble with not laughing at the clip I sent you. It's just too perfectly cut in the noise. I can't. You literally just sounded like a crow. I don't know how you managed that, but you certainly did, that's for sure. Okay, that needs to be brought back just a little bit. And that also needs to overshoot a bit more. Ah! Yeah, basically. Alright, let's try this. Am I missing something? Why is this not spinning all the way over like I want it to? It needs to overshoot and then come back to a stop. I need probably change this to 3 actually. I don't know that that's correct. Okay, that's definitely sliding between these 2 frames here. It's funny because I literally never scream. I don't think I've ever screamed in a game in my life of playing horror games. I just make random ass noises and say, oh god. I don't know, I think that you shouting oh god technically counts as an exclamation, so... I don't know what the logistics of that are though, I'm not a professional linguist. It needs to be curved up a bit more. Actually, even probably need to drag this up the Y. And then... yeah, it's sliding here. I don't know why it's sliding there. Yeah, it's still sliding. Actually, probably need to move that in the other direction. So, frame... yeah, and then it just starts sliding. Like, why is it still sliding? I don't want it to slide. Like, this isn't the fucking cha-cha. I don't want it to slide. And handle type. There we go. Okay, now I've broken it. By the way, the context of the clip, I literally got a giant foot to the face, not even joking. Yeah, that sounds like something that would happen to you, Foxy. Cha-cha real smooth. I'd rather not do the cha-cha slide today, thanks. It's the one thing I'm trying to avoid doing with this animation. What a pest. It also slides around here too. Maybe it needs to be out further. Actually, no. What if I grab this one? Okay, now it's sliding around there. Okay. Not a great look. Yeah, because I can vaguely see the sliding here. Not gonna lie, and I might get hated for this comment, but I kind of feel like the song is overrated and used too much. Absolutely! I absolutely hated that song when I was in primary school because it's always cha-cha real smooth this, cha-cha real smooth that. How about you cha-cha slide into some good books for once? Hopefully that one doesn't get clipped. I feel like I'd probably be flamed on whatever social media now for that comment. Yeah, so like that's still rotating by the time that it yeah, it just slides. Like, I get that it's sliding, I just don't know how to fix it. Every school dancing event, it was played, yeah, and it was so stupid, too. Like, I remember... And this is going to be really specific, but I feel like this might even be a universal thing that happened. So there was a school dance that I went to, right? And it was like... It was I wouldn't say necessarily posh, but it was like... I'd say it was at least, like, black tie, right? And, like, in the middle of this really formal school dance event, they play the fucking cha-cha slide. And I think the vibe, like, everyone's vibe was just like, why the hell is this song playing? This is, like, the one place where you wouldn't want to play that song. Like, I don't get why they did that. Okay, it actually does need to just be raised a bit more. But yeah, I don't know why, but they felt it appropriate to play the cha-cha slide at a not a white tie, a black tie school event. Like, why would you do that? And mind you, this was at a point where we were like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, right? Probably like 17 and 18 mostly. So why are you playing the cha-cha slide at that point? I might raise this up just a smidge more. Right. I remember a time where I literally didn't want to do the dance and someone was forcing me to do it. They were like, come on, I literally just didn't want to dance. Yeah, like, some people need to get the memo, yeah? Okay, it's still sliding. It's like stalling at the top here. Probably actually needs to be a couple more up. Maybe like 5 perhaps? Like 5 more frames? No, needs to be more than that. Because like you see where it's sliding, right, chat? So like it's fine, like it goes properly up to around about here, and then it starts to slide a bit. And I don't want that. Honestly, I would go to a school dance and just sit there, not even gonna lie. Them out. Yeah, oh, that reminds me of this one particular school story. I'm not sure if sharing it's gonna be advisable, but screw it. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna be listening to this anyway. So there was this one particular school dance. It was like, it wasn't the black tie event, but it was like one right before it. And I'm known for not wanting to dance in the first place, generally speaking. But I was in heels at the time, right? So there was like a school dance, I was in heels, I really didn't want to participate in dancing. And my then high school crush, who, like, everyone knew that I liked this guy, right? He tried to get me to dance, like, multiple times throughout, and I was just like, dude, listen, I'm in heels, my feet hurt like all fuck you, please leave me alone. And it was really bad, actually. Like, it was a pretty dire situation. Maybe I can raise this one a bit. Yeah, it's like, it's still... like, it overshoots. But, like, it's supposed to roll back the other direction, and I'm not really getting that. Maybe if I raise it like this. The problem is that by the time that it's at frame 90, it's already rolled back slightly. Ball just wants to slide on ice, you know? Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Because, like, that's the entire point of this exercise, is to prevent sliding. The second I get most of the sliding out, I'm going to go and switch to something else. And then, like, near the end of the stream, I'm going to switch back and see if I can pick up anything else. Like, how... did I make the rollback too subtle at this point? Let's swap this. I'm going to remove the spin for now. So it's only the body that I'm working with. So if I move this, right? So it's on frame 75 is where it ends. And then it overshoots before rolling back very slightly. In fact, I might even just move that down too. Okay, so it's like more obvious that there's a bit of a rollback. Alright, now that I can actually see what I'm doing. So at that point, it needs to go here. At what frame does it stop moving forwards? It's like frame 82, I think. There's the saloon song that sounds distinctly like Christmas music again. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to... where is this? Where is this stupid song? I'm gonna remove this from the playlist because I get triggered whenever I hear that song. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Like, goodbye, you annoying song. To be fair, balls do sometimes just start rolling back a little once it slows down to a stop. Yeah, it's usually caused by indentation, I think, where it wants to settle into a position. But in this case, it's the rolling that's being the issue. So, like, I need to find out at what point. It's like around about... It's around about here. Around about 85, 86. In fact, I'll probably even wager as far as to say it's 86. That's... Actually, no, it's 83. Because it moves there, and then it starts moving back at this point. So it's around about 83. So if I look at the spin here, it still continues after 83. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all into perspective here. And more specifically, I actually want these keyframes. So I want to edit this handle here up just a smidge. So I think at this point it will just... Okay, no, it doesn't do what I want it to. At that point, it's just way too large. So I need to constrain these again. So I actually probably need to grab this and apply. Like, even more so than that, because that's quite a lot of rotation. I'll even say roughly around back here. Okay, that's working a little bit better, I think. Because the problem is, if I zoom on these too much, it will just decide that it wants to really stretch out the view, so I need to be careful of that. So it rolls to a stop here. The only issue is that it still goes forward a couple of frames. So maybe just want to push this one up slightly higher. Like maybe more, like probably about 2. Okay, now it's just rolling back the other way. That's not what I want. So it stops here. Okay, I think... Oh, I almost have it, chat. I almost have it. It's like... It's so specific. So it comes in... Okay, there's like a huge bit of slide here. Like, you see that, right? It slides into this section here. So the handle on this one is off. So the ease needs to be a little bit steeper than that. So contacts, contacts. Still sliding though. So maybe it needs to be the other direction. So, one point of contact there. Okay, and then this probably needs to be scaled out a bit. As I said, the final point of movement is on frame 83 before it starts rolling back a bit. Like 83, 84. Actually needs to be back a bit further on this one. Just reset the handles. Each time I reset the handles, it seems like the ball just slides a little bit still, and that's frustrating me. It's like right here too. Like anyone else seeing that on like frame 76 to 78, where it's just sliding a bit, like prior to coming into here. I'm gonna work on the starting section for a little bit. Need a sip. And trust me, chat, it's only going to get more stupidly difficult from here. Yeah, it feels like this is moving normally. Except for that one, that might be sliding a little bit. I'm not entirely certain though. I actually come to think of it, this might be okay. It doesn't feel like it's sliding. It's only when it comes up into here that it's still sliding a bit. So I wonder if the easing is a bit off. If I reset the easing, it's going to be a bit jank. So I'm just going to do this. Yeah, it's a bit slippery here still. Now, I don't know if that's because of the handle or if that's because of these here. Actually, that works a little bit better. I think I want to maybe move that bit. You know, we gotta play Palworld again sometime. I got your pals in my box. Yeah, possibly. I should actually stream some games at some point, but I also, like, really need to do work on here too. Okay, now it's really sliding around. Like, that's definitely Slide City there. So what if I... Because, like, it slides at the very end here. So I wonder if it needs to... come up just a smidge. Okay, there's like a couple frames of slide here. Maybe it needs to be up a couple more, or maybe bring this one down a bit. Because the point is for overshoot. Your Grisbolt with the lady on it. Oh yeah, yeah, keep an eye on that because those aren't able to be caught anymore. I can no longer catch those, like you can't catch the bosses in Power World anymore. But yeah, you can't really you can't catch the bosses, so that sucks. I really wish they would add that as a feature, like re-add it in a different way, but it seems really unlikely that they would. BF joined that world, made some adjustments to the main base, so that's why I had some of your pals, but looks a lot more organized now. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, it's sliding. It needs to overshoot. So maybe grab this one here. And now it's just sliding even more. I don't want it to slide. Please stop sliding. Oh, it's like so close. There's actually 4 bases total. Maybe there's 5. I can't exactly remember. Oh, so you two have been busy. Now, how would I go about... Maybe there needs to be an extra keyframe in here. I'll just quickly check the video. Excuse me for a second, chat. It's a little bit unprofessional of me. 3. Rotation. Size. Key is few key poses as possible to achieve a rollable animation. Okay, so it doesn't actually specify how many keyframes specifically it needs to be. So if I... Okay, that is not the video that I thought it was. What the hell? Stop that. Good thing I don't have autoplay on. That'd be embarrassing. I'll just mute that quickly. So am I missing a keyframe here? Oh, I think I totally am missing a keyframe. Where is it? Oh no, I'm not missing a keyframe. Or at least I don't think I am. That looks like a handle more than a keyframe. Oh wait, that might actually be a keyframe. I'm just trying to figure out because it's like really hard to see. 1, 2. Yeah, I think there might actually be 3 keyframes here. Yep, and I got a load of good pals to the bases too. Oh really, what did you get? Yeah, there's definitely like a 3rd keyframe in the slot. But you know what? I'm going to try and do this with just the 2 keyframes. Why? Because I don't like myself. So I'm going to switch this to free. And then G and Y. The problem is that caused it to rotate. Oh, I might actually need an extra keyframe in here because otherwise the curvature's not going to be smooth. I need to find out the exact point where this thing stops moving. Which I know seems strange for me to be this pedantic, but again, this is going to be assessed on whether I can avoid the sliding or not. So the point that it stops moving technically is around, yeah, 83. So I'm going to insert a keyframe here and on the rotation as well. And insert keyframe there. So now if I look at this. Oh, by the way, has anyone seen that new So for those of you who have watched it before, the Monster School series, apparently somebody's attempting to revive the series in thankfully a non-brain rot manner this time around. I think that's pretty neat. Like, we're finally gonna have a monster school that isn't infested with the writer's barely disguised fetish. Okay, so now I just need to... I hate when it does this. Just decides, oh god, don't remind me of those times I actually interested in that shit in high school. I sincerely hope that you mean the actual Monster School series and not the brain rot. But yeah, apparently they're, Oh, I need to change the handle type back to a line. Well, listen, if you fell to the brain rot, that's fair enough. But if you're talking about the original Monster School being garbage, I actually can't make an opinion because I've never watched it. But I think the new series looks really neat. Might have been both? Of course it would have been both with you. Why am I not surprised? Okay, this needs to be up a bit further. It's still... Why do you like this? Handle type... It's like... There we go. I just need to... No idea, it was several years ago, fair enough. Yeah, but like, I looked at the new trailer earlier today, and I think it's really well designed. Like, I know the original animation, like, it was very stop motion, movement and all that, but it actually looks smooth now. Like, the animation that the guy did, where he was introducing, like, one of the new students of the school, which is a Wither, is really cool because, like, it shows Herobrine going through and collecting the skulls to summon the Wither. And it's a really well done animation, actually. Better than whatever the hell I'm doing here. Okay, it still probably needs to be dragged up a bit. I want it to be aligned, but not auto-aligned. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. Maybe even rotating this. It's still sliding around here. I'm pretty sure it is, at least. So it, like, slows down here. And then it's supposed to go back the other way, so I'm just going to use free handles for this. Like, lower it down a bit. Not that much, though. I don't want it to become pointed. Bring that up a bit. And the most interesting part about that particular animation is, like, you've seen the Minecraft update teasers? Like, hang on. And more specifically, the animated ones. Like, this style... here we go. So, like, this style of art form, like, the, I wouldn't say lower pixel density, but, like, the cleaner looking sprites is, like, the way that this particular series has been, like, basically art directed. And I think it looks really clean, and I think it works. Like, it's redesigned, yes, but it's not like the garbage modern redesigns that, say, companies do with their logos. I'm just gonna, like, zoom out and play this back for a second, just to get a better idea of what's going on. And play that. Okay, it's like getting there. It still slides a bit though. Like, it slides mostly at the end. I think for the second, I'm going to save an increment, and I'm going to open up the Midnight Mountain world, because I want to do this for a change. Like, I want to do this for a little bit. So, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm jumping from animation to rigging basically immediately. Because there is a certain sign that I need to go ahead and rig. First of all, I'll just quickly do this. So he has an alpha channel on this that needs to be assigned. I believe this probably needs to be assigned an alpha channel as... Oh wait, that's already the alpha channel one. So he's got that and that, which is all good. I'll just select this entire thing. So, Shift S, goes to selected. Now, the problem is that, for whatever reason, this thing has decided that it doesn't want to select all of these. So, select hierarchy. And then, there we go. So this is not going to be an easy rig, but it should be doable. I have no idea how they would have rigged these things originally. So, viewport display, and where is the ability? Oh, it might actually be under armature. Is it under armature? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So, time to go into edit mode for this thing. Here's the thing, I don't know where Moneybags' fat ass ends and his back begins, so I'm just gonna have to take my best guess at this. So, let's see, it's a couple of times. Now this fat bastard doesn't have a neck, so I don't need to worry about that one. Okay, can we just talk about this for a second, chat? What is that curvature of his ass? Like, I'm sorry, I need to pull this image up. Where is it? No, not that one. Damn, he think. Yeah, for real! This. Hang on. Hang on a second. This man built like a cashew nut. No, like, for real, he is. Like, look at this man. He is built like a cashew. Like, it's not just the bag he's got, apparently. Like, good lord. This man built like a cashew. I was gonna pull up that lumbar lordosis meme, but I can't find it. But, like, y'all get the point. Like, man, they really got away with putting this in an E-rated game? I don't even know how to do his spine because I have no idea where his spine ends and his ass begins. It also looks like a Muppet with that mouth. Yeah, but that's just the PS3 PS1 graphics talking. So I need to have his head be like that. And then rotate that, so that's going to be his mouth, or at least one part of his mouth. Down about there, and then I need to duplicate this one, and that will be his skull. But like, for real, why is he built like that? I cannot unsee that now, and I've played this game multiple times. Like, I've probably played this game upwards of like 100 times at this point. Now I can't unsee the fact this man built like a cashew and probably has an OnlyFans on the side. I'm definitely getting dinged by YouTube for that, but whatever. Let's do white. Oh my god, you just reminded me of a short I was going to send you. Oh, I can only imagine this is going to go well. And then I need to extrude this out to this foot. And then from the top here, I need to take my best guess as to where the hell his foot is, because he's that fat that I basically can't see it. Okay, I need to rotate that and move it into the correct position. I need to extrude out his little flappy arms. Center? Yeah, I won't be able to see it on stream, but I'll have a look at it afterwards. I can't believe I got jump scared by thick money bags on stream, like, bruh. Also, I need to custom make this other arm because his arm is just permanently in that position, apparently. But I can get relatively close. So I shall Grab this one, so that will be the root bone. Grab these ones. Control F2 and set name to spine. Set this one to upper underscore L. Now, the fun thing with this chat, no worries, I wasn't expecting you to watch it during stream, fair enough. The fun fact, chat, when you're doing rigging, if you have like an underscore L, dot L, or like a couple of other suffixes, you can symmetrize the bones, and then the bones will be automatically named, but instead of it having like L or whatever, it will have R instead, or vice versa. And I'll show that off in a second. So, lower arm left, and then hand. Make sure it's all correct. I need to make this the head name, and then jaw. Upper. So if I grab this now, if I select... Actually, I need to do these first. So this is going to be the leg, this all left, and then... Oops, this all left. Now if I grab all of these, I right click, I can click symmetrize, and they'll just be automatically duplicated over to this side. Now this one's a special case because, again, the arm is in a weird position, but I can just move these about until it works. And then grab this one. Probably just in the Z is fine. Now, the interesting thing is going to be the bag is going to have to be solely attached. In fact, I'd probably even go as far to say as I need an extra bone for the bag specifically. So I'm going to grab this bone, Shift D, and rotate it. This probably does need to be parented to the bag. Well, to this bone, actually. So I'll scale that up. And I'll set that to be bag. Rotate that slightly. We should be good. Now if I grab this, I believe this one has to be it. Control P. Actually, hang on. There we go. Control P and automatic weights. Now this is going to be a bit janky once I start faffing about with this, so I'll just grab this one, and I want to go into weight paint and just check all of these. Actually, I can just check them in pose mode, actually. Pose mode. If I rotate this... okay, that's going to be an issue. So if I do this now, Control P and then automatic weights, that breaks it, unfortunately. And if I try to join these together, I think it's also going to break the mesh, but we'll see. So where is this at the moment? Oh, it's under Herobrine for some reason. Okay, there we go. So if I grab this one, Control J... Oh, okay, it actually does fix it. Well, that's convenient. I grab this now. Grab that. Control P and automatic weights. Now, if I go into pose mode... Yeah, and see, this is why automatic weights are not always accurate. It's because of stuff like this. Where it's, all janky. Also, I just realized if I do this, I actually need to go into edit mode and I need to merge by distance to remove any gaps. What would happen if I subdivided money bags? I feel like it would break something, but I think it'd be quite funny. Subdiv surface. Oh god, he just looks like that. His ears have almost completely vanished. Actually, come to think of it, isn't this what he looks like in game? More or less? Hang on. No, he is actually just cubic. I don't know why I thought he was round. I mean, he looks better this way, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's not the way he looks like. So I need to weight paint this. So I shall go into the weight paint mode and then... I know there's a way to... Actually, I need to parent this first. Would probably be a great start. Automatic weights, and then I need to go into weight paint mode. I need to... There we go. Control Shift left click. Need to turn on X symmetry, and then I need to get rid of this weight paint right here. Because the intention is not to have him move the entirety of his chest whenever he speaks. Because that's supposed to be entirely taken up by his neck. So if I left click this one. The problem is this is based off of vertexes specifically. So see, whenever I hover my mouse over a vertex and click on it, it increases the paint. So I need to be relatively selective with what I do. Might actually remove this one, I think. And then clean up these just a smidge. Alright, now if I go into pose mode, this should work a bit better. Okay, for some reason it's still affecting his stomach. I don't want to affect his stomach. Alright, back to object mode. So, texture paint. No, not texture paint. Weight paint. Stop trying to... Hello? Strength? Why is my number lock off? I don't know why my keyboard does this occasionally. Okay, so I need to make sure that like the entirety of this model isn't being affected by the mouth. Now I know the reason that it's doing this is because of the lack of geometry, and it is a little frustrating. But to be fair, it's all part of the process. Alright, now if I go back into pose mode, this should no longer affect the stomach. Okay, I don't think the devs of Spyro intended for me to get my hands on this, but that's whatever. Now the only thing I can think of is maybe just adjusting the weight paint on this a little bit more to account for the mouth here. I'm actually just going to... Can I put... Isn't there a thing that I can activate where I can see the... Ah, yeah, here it is, wireframe. I can, in fact, see the wireframe. Okay, so that should be enough to prevent him from moving, like, the top of his mouth. I'll just clean all this up to make sure, though. Okay, so that should be good. Pose mode, rotate that. Yep, that's basically the way it works in game. Yeah, I think that works sufficiently well. Check this. For whatever reason, the monocle isn't doing what I want it to, but that's fine. What are these attached to then, if not that particular bone? Actually, what I can do is I can... Ah, but that's actually a separate object. What I can do is I can actually go into edit mode for this. I can grab this slot here, this slot here. I'm going to separate them. And it is going to become relevant in a second. So separate selection, go back to object mode, grab these. And what I can do is I can actually go into, I believe it's edit mode for this. So I can grab this, go back into object, grab these. And I can parent them to the bone specifically. So I can parent it to the bone. And now if I go into pose mode, moving these actually does yield that. But the problem is, like, obviously the face, it just goes all the way back. If I move that, then obviously it doesn't move, but that's whatever. I wonder if moving them with this bone would be a lot better. Actually, no. It's like, I know that the monocle has to stay separate, but does this have to stay separate? So if I grab this in the Y and snap it to that, it actually just clips through the face. That's not helpful. Hold on for a second, chat. I just need to go and check something. Alright, sorry about that, chat. My grandmother accidentally knocked something over. I just had to make sure that she wasn't hurt. Anyway, back to this. Now, I wonder if having a separate bone for these two specifically to be attached to is a good idea. It might be. Let's give it a swing anyway. Edit mode. Maybe just shift D this one. Scale that. Hello and goodbye. Stupid bots. They never learn. Like, you would think after the multiple that I've banned so far that they would finally get the hint and leave me alone, but apparently not. Oh well, the beatings will continue until they stop. I just need to go back into edit mode. and control, actually B, selection, back to object mode, grab these, that one, here to the bone. Now if I pose mode this, okay, apparently it, it needs to be parented to this bone specifically, like the head of the bone. I wonder if I can do that. So if I clear parent, so if I Alt P, and if I parent to this one in specific, and more specifically this one here, and that one there. So if I control P, keep offset. No, because it just parents the other end of the bone to the base of this one. Okay, so the other option I have is if I delete this and extrude this one out, and then split this. Excuse me, I specifically requested that I split this particular bone off. So, Control P, no. Okay, it won't parent. Okay, it does actually. So if I grab this one there, parent, make, and keep offset. Okay, now it's connected to the head. So if I scale this back down to fit both those. G then Y. Now if I okay, and control P for the bone specifically. Okay, that's back in the position it once was. Now if I go into pose mode, okay, that works a bit better. Why does he... Man just for real built like that, huh? What have I done to this poor man? Like, I know he's awful in the game, but I don't even think he deserved this. It's like one of those super elastic toys that like you punch and eventually reforms back to its original shape. It looks exactly like that. Or actually, you know what? No, this reminds me of this one particular thing. Hang on. Where is it? Yeah, it's like these Taiwanese statues, right? And the artists make these sculptures, and then you can punch them or like assault them in various ways, and it's like a unique form of artwork specific to you. It's like clay statues. That's what this reminds me of. Alt G R. There we go. Now I just need to double check all these. The bag seems okay. It does mess with the hand a little bit, but it's whatever. Also, this actually needs to be parented to that. So if I parent, clear, disconnect. Ah, never mind. Alt P, clear parent, and then Control P, keep offset. And then I edit that. There we go, that's a bit better. Now, obviously, the constraints... What the fuck did you do to this thing? I walk away for a few minutes to scold my lazy-ass dad for not turning the air on, and come back to see this guy's head stretched back. Yeah, it literally looks like those Taiwanese sculptures that you punch for stress relief. Like, man got absolutely blasted backwards. Okay, that actually needs to be connected back together. I don't know why these two are separate. No, I want you to reconnect them, thanks. Parent, make, connected. I have no idea why it was doing that. Oh, don't tell me it's the same on the other side. No, it's not. I would absolutely love to punch something like that. I feel like it'd be really fun to do. Yeah, it's like a unique form of artwork. Basically what it is that sculptors make like a clay bust of somebody you don't like. And then what you can do is that you pay them and then you can just punch the sculpture while it's still wet. It's a really interesting art form, I think. I suppose if there's one reason to pick up using Blender, it's this sort of thing. I wonder whose face I would do. You have so many people to pick from, Foxy. Also, look at this. What have I done to this man? Also, you are correct, he does look like a Muppet, doesn't he? Anyway, I think that's as close to perfect on this rig as I'm going to get. Because it's not supposed to be perfect, it's just to be for this one bit. So it's time to move him into position. Oh, wait, heck. I removed his spine and removed him from existence, apparently. Where is Moneybags? No, bro, there's only one man in the world that I've been wanting to punch ever since I was in high school. Understandable. I'm just gonna shift right click, shift S, selection to cursor. There we go. Also, this gives you an idea of how tall Herobrine is, like, compared to everyone else in canon. Like, Moneybags himself... Hang on, if I... inside panel here and just pick up item. So, like, Moneybags is... like, 1.8 meters tall. Herobrine is taller than that. Also, why is some of his dimensions in the negative? Excuse me? Eh? Anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, this man's tall. Although the rig is a contributing factor for this one. Well, time to make Moneybags suffer, I guess. So I need to... Wait, this is the root bone. Why is it not... And you should know who that would be. Yeah, I don't have to guess. Oh, I don't think I've edited this correctly. This is supposed to be the root, but it's not connected properly. If I parent this, keep offset. No, I don't want it to end there. I want it to be here. Parent. I need to parent to this one though. That's screw it, I guess this is just the way it's going to work. So make the offset. Here we go. So if I pose this now, it should, yeah, rotate the entire thing, which is what the root bone is for. So just rotate that. Actually, rotate this one. I swear this is going to make more sense in a minute, but at the moment it just looks really weird. This looks like a really bad chiropractor job. I cannot get over the fact that this guy is literally a Muppet. Is it bad of me to say the entire series is basically like that? Now, time to make this man just absolutely scream. Also, is this not parented correctly? I don't know how to feel about that. Hang on, there's like a really good example here. Okay, so this is from one of the Spyro levels. I'd just like to point out the entire game is like this. Like, for the exception of, like, maybe Spyro and Zoe, because this is like a PS1 era game. Oh, there's ROM hacks with it? Oh, interesting. Well, time to bloody save that for later. I didn't even know that was a thing until just now. But yeah, like, that's Hunter, Spyro's best friend. He looks like that. Money bags. What else is there? I think the Sorceress is, like, a really huge one for this. Sorceress. Like, look at this woman. Why is she built like that? Final boss of the game, by the way. She's just built like this. That's just the result of, PlayStation 1 graphics, though. Like, it's hilarious, because, like, the Sorceress is a woman, obviously. But, to be real, she looks like a drag queen. God, she is scary. She's not even the scariest enemy in the game, to be honest. Like, in terms of fighting enemies, she's not even the scariest boss. So, I'll let you make of that what you want to. Actually, what is the character's name? I need to quickly check this. Also, I'm like getting sidetracked from what I'm actually supposed to be doing, but that's beside the point. Need to pull up this particular game. What is this character called? It is called Spike. But there's also Scorch too. In fact, I think Scorch is probably a better example of this. Like, you want scary. Where is the PS1 version of this? Because, like, it's all the PS4 remasters, like, actually, here's, no, that's not a good image. I need, like, a really decent one. Good lord, there's, like, all the images for this guy is, like, 320 by 240. And all the ones that are sufficient size are just blurred to all hell. It's like this man doesn't want to exist. Okay, actually, this might be the best image I can get. So if you think the Sorceress is scary, let me introduce you to Scorch. This thing is an abomination against God. Not the toughest boss, but if you want scary, like, this is as close to scary as you're gonna get in this game. Also, very fitting soundtrack for this particular character. Like, in the remasters, he gets a bit more justice. Like, it looks really cool. But the original game, like, that's not an edited image. That's literally just how wide his mouth opens. Yeah, I don't really find that one scary. I mean, fair enough. But, like, imagine this. You're, like, 5, 6 years old. You're playing through the game for the first time. Like, you don't know anything about the game. And that happens, you'll probably be sprinting in the other direction. I'm gonna rotate this one, actually. And then rotate this one along the X a bit more, because I really want to just see him screaming. Okay, now, I think that's fairly close to what I wanted to get for this. I'll just go into here. I might actually subdiv him once. And then shade smooth. Yeah, the only reason for that is because with the cubic graphics it looks a bit janky. I might edit the ears a bit to make them slightly bigger. Okay, not quite what I wanted. Can I scale along individual origins for this? Okay, yeah, I can actually. There we go. Now I can get back to screaming in the molten poison. I'm gonna probably pose this so the bag has a bit more of a applicable physics effect. I think that works. And now, time to have Herobrine choke him out for funsies. I just realized when my grandmother's in the other room, she's just hearing me say these things. She's probably concerned for my mental health, to be honest. Oh, actually, I just realized that Moneybags isn't actually on the platform. And he's a bit close to the poison now that I've done that, but if I just get his head up slightly, he'll like be barely above it. And grab the slightly. Alright, let's do Herobrine's place now. Now, why is the root so low? I don't remember it being quite this low. That's whatever. Okay, I'm gonna pull this forward just a bit. So he's actually going to push him into the... And then have him leaning over slightly. Okay, chat, do I have Herobrine attempt to fireball Moneybags? Do I have him, like, full-on Minecraft fire try to just nuke this man off the face of the planet? I think I do. Yes. Alright, do we even have access? I think there is, hang on, if I shift A, it should be under MC Prep. Oh, I need to, like, really dig into the MC Prep for this one. Is it? It shouldn't be under block mode, it should be under item. Should be fire charge. Let's scale this down, and, like, I'm gonna get to it in a second. If I do the effects, now I should be able to... There should be like a flame effect. That's the lava effect. Like, I want the really intense fire effect. Splash. Ash, snow. Do they really not have just the standard fire effect? If so, that's a surprise. I know, okay, there's like the candle fire in that. Is it considered an entity? Surely not. No, okay, it's not an entity. Apparently it's not... Oh, it might actually be a block model. CD... Fire? Okay, here we go. That is... odd. Oh, this might actually... This isn't an animated texture though, is it? It's a block texture. But if I put fire floor, yeah, it's like really janky. If I pull up a copy of the timeline here, is it going to be animated? It's not animated. I think I might have to fix textures in order for that to work though. If I World Tools Prep World, that does nothing. Nothing in Skin Swapper, Mesh Swap, Prep Materials. Okay, does nothing unfortunately. It seems like for whatever reason the fire is not functional in this version. That's fine though, I can just use the, like the candle fire and just duplicate it a couple times. So, effects, and what's the spark effect? Oh, okay, it's just that one. So if I do the... where is it? Where is the flame? Here it is. And then just Shift D, duplicate that a couple of times. Now, it does probably need to have a light on it in order for it to make sense. Well, I'm not going to do that for a second. I'm going to parent these to the fire charge. Transform, so I can just move this about as needed. Just move it off to the side for a second while I adjust Herobrine's pose. Actually, I could probably even adjust this forward a bit. Just to make this, like, really menacing. scale these. Not the eyebrows, not yet at least. Alright, I forgot that scaling them did that. Not even drag these down a little bit first. And then these ones I can see. Just make him really annoyed with Moneyback. Because I mean, quite frankly, if you've ever played this game, you understand exactly why Herobrine gets pissed off with them. I don't think this is a good position for the arm. I think it needs to be rotated first and then more held out in front of him like he's about to just blast his face off. So just Alt-R that. And I believe, yeah, it's the Y axis for this one. X. I need to have his hand open. I'll even rotate it a bit here. Needs to be like, I wouldn't say dead on, but relatively close. Alright, I think that's a relatively good position. Because the point is for him to be threatening him. Okay, probably needs to be moved in the X just a bit. Now, if I cursor to selected, and I need to add a light. And this is going to be a radius of around about that large. Now, I don't know how bright the average... Oh, good lord. Okay, maybe not quite that bright. I'm not sure about you, chat, but I feel like that maybe just be a smidge blinding. Oh yeah, this is... Is this still a thing? Okay, yeah, but that's not the cause of that. That's just purely because of this light right here. Okay, so first of all, let's find this in the thing. Chuck this in the collections. Select hierarchy, grab that in this collection. There we go. And now, if I lower this... Oh, that's not the cause of that blindness? What's causing that then? Not the suns. It's not Herobrine's eyes that much, I do know. I'll just delete these. What is causing it to be so bright? Did I add a secondary light into this scene without realizing? Like, there's no emission here. Like, I'm pretty sure I turned the emissions off. Nothing in there to indicate that. I wonder if it's in the Homeworld collection. No, not in here either. Not that one, not that one. But if I hide these, that does nothing. So if I hide that, if it would let me, hello. No, not that either. Like that. Not that either. Oh, actually, you know what it might be? Is there a Minecraft sky, perhaps, that might have made its way into the scene without my permission? Could be entirely possible. Not that one, not that one. No, no. Not in the home world, not in action. So somewhere, somehow, the entire world just decided that it wanted to get flashbanged. So I'm going to create MC Sky. But then it removes all the suns that I had. Lights. Yeah, it just shows the eye lights. Sun? No. Point. Those aren't even active. So something has caused this to become blinded, basically. And it doesn't even explicitly say what's causing it. Is it the world chat that's caused this? Why is the world like this? Stop that. There we go. I guess at some point, when I hit the prep materials, it decided to add stuff to here that I didn't really want nor need. There we go. So if I set this to cycles... There we go. Okay, so now we have the fire charge as the main point of lighting here. Now, I don't know how bright a fire charge actually is, because it doesn't necessarily cause... Like, it isn't necessarily lit by itself. But I can take a rough guesstimate. I'm going to say it's probably about 0.5 watts. I think 0.5 watts is the vibe for this one. And then I need to add... I'm going to add an area light for this one, I think. Because I feel like adding emission textures directly to the material is not in my best interest. So I'm going to... Shift A, light, and area. Y... Blender? Oh, for some reason, the Roblox tools likes to interrupt where it's not wanted. Y 180. There we go. So I'm going to scale this up until it covers most of this area here. In fact, I might even change this to rectangle in order to more accurately fit the sizing. And then scale in the Y. No, I did not ask that. I scale in the Y, thanks. GY. Okay, so that should be good. Now I need to set this to some variety of pink. I want to set the watts to maybe like about... Actually, 5 is even still too much. Maybe 1. Because like the thing is that it still needs to come across as decent lighting coming from here. I'll make this like really bright pink. Gonna have it... Not gonna have it spread at all. I'm actually gonna set this back up to 3. Okay, just gonna have a quick look at this thing. So yeah, like pink is actually on the adjacent list for... Because I have a color wheel as a keychain which tells me basically like what's a triad, what's complementary, yada yada yada. So like this, for all intents and purposes, should be fine. So I got that. Now, I do want to have a secondary light coming in from the top here. So I'm going to grab these spaces right here. If it would let me. Actually, hang on. There we go. So I'm going to Shift S, cursor to selected. Why are you on the outside? Excuse me. Anyway, cursor to selected, object mode. I want to add probably a spotlight would be my best bet here. Probably add this to about 1,000 watts. Now I do need to make sure the cycles are not even here. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I'll probably even say 500 watts. What did I have the lighting set for on the suns? It's like that. It's like a lavender color. I'm sorry, just the angry Herobrine right about to blast Moneybags' face off is just so amusing to me. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because the Moneybags... I don't like Moneybags. I don't think I need any other justification besides that. It probably doesn't need to be that high then if that's the case. I'll just use an area light perhaps. Make that 10 watts. Probably even less than that. 1 watt maybe? So I don't want the scene to be too dark. I can just fill out this entire area here. And then continue increasing the brightness until the level is in a reasonable amount. It's a shame I can't really do like a singe effect for Moneybags' ears, but I don't think it's necessary in this case. So now if I go back into Eevee, I'm going to pose Scythe now. Grab this into pose mode. Oh, what in the heck? How did this happen? No, I just need this one. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this one. I think maybe just like concerned hands-on head moment, most likely. Did you make yourself do a barrel? Yeah, I just made it look like I myself rolled into a barrel because my teeth and eyes were just basically everywhere. I'm just going to... Actually, hang on, no. I'm going to have it down a bit further first before I start etching that. Why the clown music? I don't know why the clown music. I don't know why we're at the fair, but we're here, so we might as well just roll with it. I think the real clown here is Moneybags pissing off Herobrine. Actually, what would be a good pose for this scene? Because, like, on one hand, the character canonically doesn't like seeing people die. On the other hand, it is Moneybags. It'd be hilarious if I just had the character looking at the camera like, you seeing this shit? That would be kind of amusing. You know what? Actually, that's just what I'm gonna roll with. I probably need to have it rotated around slightly more before I do that. It just feels like she's just checking for any witnesses before Herobrine just blasts him to Kingdom Come. Which, I mean, to be fair... Like, you need to understand that this man is responsible for, like, basically he forces you to pay tolls throughout the entire game in order to progress and, like, save things in the Forgotten Realms. But he also is complicit in kidnapping and quite literally human traffic, or close enough to human trafficking. Because these are sentient animals, but still, it's still trafficking. So, like, this man literally charges you in order to set free, like, other characters in order to play as them. So he's literally quite complicit in trafficking. So, like, this is deserved, as far as I'm concerned. Like, at this point, this is just the character looking the other way. And just this one here. I just realized that looks so goofy. I'm just gonna grab these. Just to make it just look like she's squinting. So a little bit like that. Now if I put this into cycles, now that's one hell of a scene right there. Like, Herobrine is just about to destroy a man, and like Scythe's just like, this really doesn't involve me. Is there actually I can probably edit the fireball down a bit because that is still quite bright. Like, that's washing out Herobrine's face slightly. But in saying that, also, like, fire is usually quite bright. So, honestly, it's probably appropriate. And I think that's probably going to be where I leave off the stream because it has been like 2 hours, 10 minutes. Starting to get a bit tired. I still need to go on my nightly walk and all that fun stuff. So... just save incremental, thanks. And... off I pop, I guess. Is there anyone I can raid at the moment? Unfortunately, all of the people who are currently in the raid list are 18 plus streamers or people who are international. So, not much I can do about that. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. I'm probably gonna, like, look at the ball animation a few more times before my eyes bleed and then I go to sleep. But besides that, I don't think there's anything else I'm doing. So, I shall see y'all later.